Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy and I am so excited about today's video. Today's video we're going to walk through the MakseLife 2020 planner, and there's going to be information at the end on how to enter to win your own Moxie. So stay tuned and we'll get started. One of the great things about the MakseLife planner is it is a planner and a goal setting system all in one. You don't need multiple books or multiple journals. The MakseLife comes in two cover options for this year, this yellow and in a blue, which I'll show you in a little bit. This particular Moxie that we're going to go through first is the horizontal layout, and most of the planner is going to be the same. Your weekly layouts will be the difference. So even if you're not a horizontal user, stay tuned here at the beginning of the video to see the details of this goal setting system and planner all in one. A couple of things about this planning system. This has a very thick hardbound cover system, and it is a wire O binding. Now, I'm the first to tell you that a wire O binding is not my absolute favorite, but I've tried a lot of different planners with wire binding in the past, including the PowerSheet system, a couple of other planners, and of course inexpensive journals and things that you could just pick up anywhere that have this type of binding. What I want to start off by saying is that this particular wire O binding is extremely sturdy and strong. I have been using my Moxie for 6 months, and actually, let me show you. This is mine, and this is a brand new one. So I don't know if you can tell, but it has maintained its shape very well. It has not really changed color or anything like that, and at the time of this filming, this is 6 months of use. And other than world circumstances limiting how much I have been out this year compared to any other year, I do take my planner with me pretty much everywhere because it's my brain on paper. So the binding is very strong and very durable. So if you've had a bad wire O binding experience in the past, I would tell you definitely this is different. Now, it is still wire O, so it has a gap, which means you can actually take this cover off, move pages around, and make those types of edits if you really wanted to, but I do think the planner is great the way it comes. Inside, you have this diagonal stripe, which is a nice neutral pattern, and that is going to be the same in both the horizontal or the vertical layout. You can also choose between the yellow cover and the blue cover in either option as of the time of this video. You have your information page, and you have a letter from Sierra Friend, who is the founder of this planner. Sierra is part of what you get when you purchase this planner. So Sierra is a life coach, and she designed this because of the needs that she saw in individual goal setting and goal accomplishment. One of the differences that you get with this goal setting planner versus other systems is access to Sierra in the Facebook group and on the Instagram account for Moxie, not only from Sierra, but other professionals that she has working to support the community. So there's a wellness tip on Wednesday, there's book club options and other things. So depending on what your focus is, you could take advantage of those extras. When you turn the page, you have a getting started section. This really walks you through what is in the planner, which we're going to flip through in a minute. It gives you an overview of the ways to use the planner in the way that it's been set up if you choose to use it that way. And then you have your basic instructions, so 5 simple steps to set your goals and get started. The first part of that system is the compass assessment, and there's information here on how to think about that. There's actually videos in the Facebook group where you can have Sierra walk you through this process herself. So I'm not going to do that in this video. I am just going to touch on a couple of things. You can go through this compass assessment at the beginning of the year here, but you also review it quarterly as part of this planning system. So basically, there's different questions which will be following this, and you can kind of rate each area of your life. This area of life system is common to several other goal setting systems, but I like how Sierra has helped us fine tune it down to a few simple questions to help us get right to the point. Those questions are behind the assessment page. So you have a personal area, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. She gives you things to think about in each area and questions to ask yourself about each area. So you can rate these areas, give yourself a score, and then plot that on the compass. So you would just flip back here to fill that out. This is really the heart of this system, and this is really all that it is these first few pages. One of Sierra's philosophies, one of the things she found through personally coaching in her profession, was that sometimes people can spend so much time trying to figure out or set goals or fine-tune their goals that they don't necessarily take the action that will help them build momentum and actually accomplish the goals. So the setting up of the goals is actually very simple. If you have a busy household or young children, I think this is a fantastic system because you can do these pages one or two at a time, come back to it even if you get interrupted, and still accomplish this easily within an hour or two, depending on how deep you want to take the thought process and the questions and so on. And of course, if you, for some reason, have a life where you don't have a lot of interruptions, you can possibly do it even faster. Okay, so once you have gone through the assessment and completed your compass, then part of what you're doing as you go through this whole process, and again, she has complete guidelines and instructions here on this page. So you do your compass assessment, and then, which is those questions and the actual circle, and then you're going to go to your intentions. And this really helps you do big picture thinking for your goals. Then over here with setting goals, she really helps give examples of how to take those big picture goal ideas and break them down and fine tune what your focus is for those goals. Now, once you have gone through that process, she really has a section to encourage you to commit to those goals or possibly remove goals. So if you are like me and you tend to have about 10 times the amount of ideas, tasks, or goals that a normal human can accomplish in one day, there's even a spot to think about that as you really focus on what you want your life to become. She talks about specific steps for your annual goals, your monthly goals, and your weekly actions. Now, all of this is just in the first few pages of the planner. So, of course, this is a regular planner with monthly and weekly views, but if you can tell, you're really getting right to the heart of the goal setting, and then you're working out your months and your weeks to take action. So that is part of what I love about this system. Now you have a section, so each of those 8 areas that are on the compass have a color-coded system, and there's a nice big area to lay out your goals for the year for all 8 areas. Because you get so much space, it is across 2 pages, and you get a question at the bottom to think about: how will my life improve by reaching these work and learning goals for this particular section? But that question carries through each of these areas. I do think that it would be great if the annual goals or a summary of the annual goals could be on one layout. I do find as I work through the planner now for about 6 months that I wish I could just flip back through to just one layout to review all 8 areas. So that may be something that can be worked on for a future version. You have a nice blank area, so if you want to create a vision board with images from magazines or the internet or whatever, you have space to do that. And of course you could use this however you want. It might even be a place for you to put pictures of your life and your family, within the planner. You have another quick tip set of ideas for goal setting here, and then you really get into the planner part of this book. What I want to do now, before we get into that, is show you one of the accessories that you can get when you purchase a MakseLife planner. And actually, you could get these even if you don't get the planner. But you can purchase a 3 bookmark package, and these clip in to the planner. And one is vision, one is monthly goals, and one is this week. So I keep the vision bookmark here at the annual goals, and then on the month, so we just showed this with the quick tips, and then you have a tab that takes you to your month layout, which I'll come back to in a moment. And then you're going to have monthly goals. So I keep this monthly bookmark on the month goals layout for the month that we're in. Then once you get to your week, you can put your final bookmark on your week. I love that it's a top tab system, and it's easy for me to grab and open right to the page that I want. Okay, let's move those over and come back to walking through this planner. So once you have your initial goal setting system here, then you have your monthly layout. And for this year, there's a slight hint of color. It's a very neutral planner. And again, this is the same in both layouts, horizontal and vertical. The dates are in the middle. I already do know from the sneak peeks that that will be moving to the corner for 2021. But you get a nice clean monthly layout with plenty of notes space here and your next month calendar view right there. Then you have your monthly goals. This will carry through every single month. And again, you have the color coding system. So how this monthly layout gives you all goals on one spread, that's what I would love to see for the annual section as well. The plus side with it being 2 layouts is you get a lot more space for those annual goals. So monthly goals, you have all your categories. This is a good time to tell you something else that currently comes in the planner at this time, which is a set of stickers. And these have the color coding system with little icons. So, for example, for family and relationships, you have little family. For work and learning, you have a little briefcase. And for fun and recreation, you have a little celebration icon, and so on. You also have just solid dots and flags of different shapes. So this sticker sheet comes with the planner and is another great resource. I do find these are more vinyl or shiny than matte, so I don't find that you can write on these easily, but I don't think that's how most people would use them anyway. Okay. So you have your monthly view, calendar view, then you have your monthly goals, then you have notes and reflections. This particular one is kind of a bonus one since it's the first month of the planner, and I'll show you as we go through another month how you might use that. Weekly actions, so this double spread layout you get before every single week. So you can have a place to take reflection on the prior week and then set up new weekly actions that would be tied to your monthly goals and your annual goals every single week. Now, I don't think you necessarily need to fill out all this space unless you're really good at breaking down your goals into every single individual step. So don't feel like you have to fill it up, but it's great to have the space. Then you have your weekly calendar view. And again, this is the horizontal layout. So you're actually seeing that it's Monday through Sunday, and you have a note section and habit tracking. I'll show you here in a few minutes the vertical weekly layout. I have never been a horizontal planner, but this one makes me think about it. And I saw a video from Darian Plans that made me realize part of why I think this could actually work for me during this season. Because I work full-time and have other responsibilities, I really do need to limit my other to-dos that aren't work related to kind of a priority for the day. And by limiting my space here for to-dos, say right here, that would be great. And then I could keep my schedule here because I don't necessarily need all the space of a vertical. That said, I haven't switched yet. You can do memory keeping here. You could have an inspiring quote. You could just leave this open. So each day, this could be blank as you plan your week, but this might be a place to make notes of things that need to be remembered or purchased or whatever the case may be. You just have that space each day. Another thing that is built into both layouts of the MakseLife Goal Setting Planner is habit tracking. And in the horizontal, it's laid out like this. So you actually have your days of the week, the habit that you want to track, and then of course you can fill it in however you want. I've even done some habit tracking like vitamins where I need to take something in the morning and in the evening. So on those, I'll use an X. So one hash direction for the morning and then finish out the X in the evening. You can checkbox it, you can fill it in, whatever you like. Then, because your week is over, you have another space for notes and reflections, and then a page to set new weekly actions for the following week. I really would encourage you to take the time to do some reflecting and physically write it out each week if you're really trying to use this as a goal setting planner. But this might also be a place you want to track your weekly budget or your grocery list and your errands that you need to run. Whatever you want to use the space for, the MakseLife has so much room. I love it. You also have little tips, tricks, quotes, and reminders throughout the planner. So this continues each month. You have the weekly layouts for every single week behind it. They're dated. And you go on just like this until you get to the end of the month. The end of the month, you have a place for monthly reflections, an encouraging quote, and then you go into the following month. This is where you have monthly goals again, notes and reflections, weekly actions leading into the next week, and this is what continues throughout the entire planner. So you'll also notice as I go to March, this turns into a green color. April goes back to the blue, May is in the green, and June in this kind of dusty, I wouldn't say it's super pink, it's almost, well, like dusty rose, in between pink and a hint of a peach. And that is the subtle coloration that is throughout the planner. They are laid out January to December. And I don't know if you can tell, but the pages turn really smoothly. Let's go to the back and I'll take you through what happens when you get to the very end of December. In this particular planner, you get your full week, December 31st through January 3rd, your monthly reflections, and another quarterly compass. At the end of December, and actually at the end of every quarter, you will get this quarterly compass section. And this is the same process you used at the beginning for a quarterly or for your compass assessment, but you're going to do it quarterly, and you can compare where you are this quarter compared to the beginning of the year. There's a couple more questions for your thoughts and review and to think about where you want to grow. For example, at the end of September, you have another quarterly compass section. So you would have your monthly reflections, and instead of a quote page at the beginning of the month, like you have in the rest of the planner, you have your quarterly compass. So 3 of these quarterly compass assessments exist throughout the planner on months instead of the quote. And then you can assess your current score compared to your previous score. Now, you're doing that each quarter, so when you do it at the end of December, it's really the end of that quarter, and of course it would be going into the next planner. The layout here, though, because you're not going into a new month, is your calendar overview section. I love the calendar overview section in the MakseLife Planner because both years are together. A lot of planners, in fact, most planners I've ever seen have an overview page at the beginning of the planner for the current year and an overview page near the back for the upcoming year. Now, on the one hand, I could see where that might be helpful if at the beginning of the year you tend to reference the current year more, and as you get towards the back of your planner, you might reference the upcoming year more. But I love having these together. Part of why is because you can really see one year compared to the next, and it's just one spread. So you don't have a notes page or a contacts page here or some other combination. You're just turning to your calendar overview, and that tab does say extras. So you have a 2020 and a 2021 overview, and then you have several lined pages. Now remember that because you're getting notes and reflections on every single month and every single week, you have a lot of places throughout the planner that you can jot notes if you need to, but you do get these notes pages at the back. You also get a paper pocket, and it is a pocket on both sides. And I have found that this has been very durable. Again, I've been in mine for 6 months, and I have kept all kinds of things in there. It does sometimes allow them to slip out if I'm not careful, not really when the planner's closed, which part of why that doesn't happen, I'll show you in a minute. But I think the only thing about it is because the paper is so smooth that, you know, it doesn't necessarily hold things tightly. But you do have this slip pocket in the back, which is great if you're concerned about anything like that happening. So you actually get both pocket options in the MakseLife Planner. Okay, let's talk about a couple other things, and then I'll show you the vertical. In this particular planner, you have all of your pages that we've just gone through, and you have this beautiful cover and the wire O binding. You also get a built-in elastic band on the planner. So that is part of why you don't have to worry about losing things, and you can even slip your pin right in here if you want. So that's one of the ways that I use that. Now, because this band matches everything, it's not, you don't have to worry about it coordinating with your cover, and you don't have to worry about losing it because it's attached. Again, I've had similar things on other planners in the past that did not hold up, or they really stretched out, they didn't really hold the book anymore, so on and so forth, but mine were 6 months in and it has held up perfectly, and I do use it all the time. Okay, a couple other things. Pecky Dean is the designer of the cover, and that is, she is an independent artist with her own business, and the covers are beautiful. The covers are also slightly textured. It's really hard to pick up on camera. It actually feels smooth to run across. It's almost like paper that has like a grip to it or a grit to it, but it's very, very durable and beautiful. And honestly, I'm not even a yellow fan normally, but I love this one. Okay, a couple things. The compass assessment, the weekly layouts for both planners, and the intentions page are available as free downloads. So if you're interested in giving this planner a try, all you need to do is head to MakseLife.com. There'll be a link in the description below as well, and you can sign up to get those free printables. So that's another great option, especially if you're not sure if you want this horizontal or the vertical that I'm about to show you. We've talked about the snap-in bookmarks, but I want to show you one of the ways that you can use that. So one of the things you can do, let's say that you have something that week and you want to make sure that you have the invitation with you, or whatever the case may be. You can even use these bookmarks and some washi to keep items with you. You could put sticky notes on here, whatever works for you. It's a great way to use the bookmarks. Okay, let's go back to the planner layout and let's talk about the vertical. Okay folks, here we are, and we are in my planner that I have been using so far this year. And what I've done is turn to a weekly view for this vertical layout so you can see the only layout that's different in this planner versus the one that you've seen so far. You get tall vertical columns, and they are lined without hours, which gives you the ultimate flexibility. And the lines for each line within the vertical column are fairly light. It's easy to see when you're working in it, but it's not a distraction either. You get the same focus of that diagonal stripe that's inside your cover at the top of each day, and you get a slight indication of your day, so the F for Friday is very faint. One of the things about the vertical layout is Monday through Thursday are on this side and Friday through Sunday are on this side. Your notes column is on the right and your habit tracking is vertical. You also have, instead of one column or row with Monday through Sunday at the top and then just lines, your Monday through Sunday is built into your bubbles that you track. And so you can easily see your days as you track your habits. I have done things like track my journaling, vitamins, if I've hit my water goal for the day, if I've worked out, whatever habit tracking you want to do, you can definitely do it here. Another thing I want to show you while I have the camera on this is the bottom section here is also lined with that diagonal stripe, but it has a little heart, and this is designed, if you'd like to use it for this purpose, to note gratitude daily. And I love that focus. I think 2020 has been a fantastic year to practice gratitude every single day. Another way that I've used this space is for a daily top 3 or daily must-do section. I've also used it to track what we have had for dinner so that I can see at a glance what we've had recently, and maybe as I'm trying to make meal plans, maybe not repeat something that we've had a lot, or so on and so forth. Because this vertical layout is not designated with hours, you can use it as, morning, daytime, evening. You can use it for work, home, and education, whether that's yours or kids. However you want to use it, you can make it your own. And I really love that about the vertical layout. Let me show you the cover in blue. Part of why I wanted to show you this cover in the blue in my own planner is to show you how it looks after 6 months. It's been extremely durable. I'm not even sure if you can tell where I've slightly scratched it or worn it. You really have to get in to see that. I don't even know if the camera's picking it up. But it has just been extremely durable. I have loved this blue color. If you decide to join the Moxie family, you may find some of us rooting Team Blue and some others rooting for Team Yellow. Again, you can pick the cover at the time of this video. You can pick from the yellow cover or the blue, and then you can choose to have your yellow or your blue as either horizontal or vertical. So all the combinations are available. I love the durability, the built-in goal setting system, the paper, which is also 120 GSM, but it's smoother than what you might have seen in other planners. Let me show you. Let's turn to a page that has been neglected. So I don't always fill out my notes and reflections and weekly actions. Let's get in close and I'll show you a couple of pens. One of my favorite pens is the Tool in a 0.5. And of course, I'm team black ink. So this is a Tool 0.5. Next, let's write with the Sharpie pen. Another really popular pen is a Pilot G2. This is also in the 0.5. As you can see, the tool looks a little more fine on the paper than the Pilot, but as you can see, they all write super smooth. And after sitting for just a second, nothing is smearing. You can also use mild liners very easily on this paper, and it's been great. I like using the mild liners with the sections for the goals, whether it's weekly or monthly. So if I put for our finances, for example, that I want to finish our taxes, I can write that, and then once I've completed it, I can, all right, let's use the right color. Okay, I have the right color now. So you can highlight with your mild liner to mark it as complete and use the color coordinating. Okay, that's a little bit about that. So the paper is 120 GSM. It's actually printed on recycled paper and it's soy-based ink. So all of the production of this is better for the environment than a lot of other options on the market today. And that's it for the walkthrough for the MakseLife Goal Planner for 2020. I have loved using this planner for the first 6 months of the year, and I would really encourage you to take advantage of the current pricing and maybe pick one up for the rest of 2020 for yourself. Again, these planners are January through December, so if you get one right now, you would either need to redate or decide to use the first half of the planner in a different way. But I'm super excited to share that I will be giving away 3 of these MakseLife planners, and you can get all the details below or on my Instagram. If you'd like to see more layouts with weekly spreads, I've been posting those most weeks since January of 2020, again on my Instagram. I can't wait to share these planners with at least 3 of you. And if you would like to make sure you get one while they're on sale for 2020 and before they're gone, make sure to use the links below. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and have a fantastic day.